Hello and welcome to another Midweek Message. It's Wednesday, the 11th of January 2023 and the sun is shining. Where are we? 8:30 in the morning. Temperature 8 degrees centigrade, which is 46 Fahrenheit. Barometric pressure or atmospheric pressure 1011 millibars. 87% humidity. There we are, that's the weather report. The wind. Looking at the Union flag, wind's coming from the west and it would appear to be quite strong. I hope you're all well, all keeping fit, looking after yourselves. Hello to Barbara from Michigan. Nice to hear from you. Thanks for your email. It's nice to hear from people around the world. I love that, getting emails from people all over the world. Australia, America, Europe, South America, Brazil. Had people email from all over the world over the years. Really nice. So hello to you, Barbara, and thanks for taking the time to contact me. Jerry, your soldering MP3 or audio clip you sent me has gone down well. A lot of people have said they like that. I suppose it's rather nice to have a change of voice. You listen to me droning on all the time. A change of voice must be rather pleasant for you. So, more audio clips from people. A lot of you have said, well, I would send an audio clip in, but I don't know what to say. I've got nothing of interest to say. That seems to be the general consensus. It doesn't matter what you say. Just say, hello, Ray. Hello, everyone. I think the podcasts are dreadful. Don't know why I bother to listen. Bye. That would do. Or something along those lines. Anyway, just something like that. Just say hello to people. But it's up to you, of course. You don't have to send them in, but anyone that doesn't send in an audio clip will be blacklisted. Reading the Room. Do you remember that last week, Reading the Room? I mentioned that. Or was it the week before? I don't know. You tell me. A lot of people have emailed me about that. That's interesting. That's gone down well. And it is amazing just how many people don't seem to be able to read the room. Now, what I've done, I've taken some of the emails and I'm going to put those out on Sunday, next Sunday's podcast episode. So if you've got any examples, send them in send them in as soon as you can if you want to get them read out on Sunday. I've also had rather an interesting email about being self-employed. I'll be talking about that on Sunday. Now that I can relate to directly, so that'll be another interesting one. As you know, we don't do politics on here, do we? We don't want to talk about politics. But there's something else that I've had another email. I've had quite a few emails actually so far this week. An interesting one about politics. This is from Debbie. Hello, Debbie, if you're listening. I'll be talking about that next Sunday as well. That's rather good. So looking forward to that. Just a snippet. Politics can be very divisive, as you know. It can even split families. So Debbie's email is rather interesting. It's about, well, I'll tell you on Sunday. It is interesting. If you want to email me, it's raisrants@protonmail.com, or one word, raisrants@protonmail.com. As I always say, it would be great to hear from you. If you've got any comments or any little snippets, any MP3 audio clips would be great. So do contact me. Oh, just before I go, I must tell you, one of our grandchildren, 7-year-old, we were talking about tea cosies. Who remembers the tea cosies that you put on the teapot? And they were often knitted, Mum or Granny would knit the tea cosy and you put it on the teapot to keep the tea warm. And we were talking about that. And the little lad, he said, what's a tea cosy? He didn't even know what a teapot was, which I found quite interesting. But I suppose he wouldn't. And I mentioned other things, a butter dish. Who uses a butter dish these days? A milk jug. We had in the fridge the milk jug, the butter dish, various things like that. The toast rack you'd have in the middle of the table with your toast in it that had just popped up. None of those things seem to be around anymore. Do you use a toast rack or a butter dish or a tea cosy, a tea strainer? Do you use real tea with a tea strainer? It was quite funny. I mentioned all these things to the little lad and he just sat there looking at me as if I was speaking a foreign language. Back in the 50s, I remember my grandmother, she would lay the breakfast table the evening before. She'd have it all laid out, ready for breakfast, the plates, knives and forks, the toast rack, the napkins in rings. Do you remember the napkin rings? None of that is around. Well, is it around? Do you have napkins with the little napkin rings anymore? Do you lay out the knives, forks, spoons all in the proper order? Or is it just, right, food time, grab a knife and fork, sit at the table, scoff, got to run off, my phone's ringing, got to watch something on Netflix. It's very, very different these days, isn't it? So let me know about that. How do you have your meals? Do you set the table properly, or is it a sort of free for all? Love to hear about that. I must admit, I know, I'm saying it again, I do miss those days. Take care, look after yourselves, email me. What was it about? I don't know, politics, reading the room. What about an elephant in the room? That's another one we were talking about, and the little lad asked me what that meant. Elephant in the room. He said it wouldn't fit. He's quite right. See you next Sunday. Take care. Bye-bye for now.